Now, taking you back to some explosive revelations that we saw last week in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, which came out with Sergeant Thabo Mosia revealing that he did not test for any gunshot residue from the people who were inside the house. The defense attorney also called for a trial within a trial. The court had to adjourn earlier than expected because of Mosia saying that he was tired. For an update on what we can expect on the trial as it resumes from tomorrow, we're joined by legal expert Mpumelelo Zikalala. Very good evening to you. Thank you for your time. Some really explosive testimony coming out of this murder trial as the questions were posed about whether or not the people who were in the house were interviewed. Really very shocking. Every answer seemed to raise a lot of eyebrows. Talk to us about some of the expectations and perhaps what you thought of this matter as it played out.
Certainly, I think it has put the work of the police within the spotlight as to whether do we have policemen or individuals that are really trained into making sure that they're able to find out the truth in this type of matters. Are they able to collect the evidence? Once the evidence has been collected, is it readily available or packaged in such a manner that it can be able to deliver a conviction at the end of the day? But the most important question being that the real individuals or the five accused that are in the witness box, are they the real people that should be standing there? Are they the ones who should be answering to this type of allegations? Or do we have people which are not supposed to be there at all? Another interesting one is the application that you have mentioned earlier, which is supposed to be launched by the accused number 1 up until accused number 4 tomorrow. Now, my suspicion is that the court will say, yes, I'm willing to listen to you. Maybe I can spend the whole day tomorrow dealing with it. But at the end of the day, it's not going to stop me from proceeding with this particular matter. Any irregularities that happened within a criminal case are supposed to be recorded down. And if it is that your client are found guilty, you use that as a springboard when you are launching your appeal processes to say, this is the unfair trial in which we have been enjoyed in the court. Hence, the people who are supposed to review this particular application have to take that into consideration and see that our rights in terms of Section 35 were really infringed. So from now, I think the work of the police has been put in the spotlight. If I was within the authorities, I've been very worried as to whether we have trained individuals that can be able to do that job effectively. But we stand to see whether other new witnesses are going to come in and deliver the type of evidence which will bring this particular matter to finality.
What do you think will stand out as we continue to watch this case tomorrow with Sergeant Mosia also now returning to be cross-examined in this matter?
I think the manner in which he conducted his duties on the particular day will again come back within the spotlight. The main purpose for that is for the defense. They want to poke holes in the story or in the submissions that have been made by the state. They want to deal with the reasonable doubt principle, in which at the end of the day, the burden of proof is with the state to prove that the individuals that are in the witness box are, without any reasonable doubt, the perpetrators or the ones that actually pulled the trigger, the one that planned the whole sequence of events. Now, if we're able to poke holes and to show instances where things were not done the correct way, where evidence was not collected correctly, where evidence was not stored correctly, but most importantly, to prove that the person who's sitting in that witness box does not have first-hand information and is busy using hearsay evidence, as we have had earlier, you again poke holes in the evidence of the state, thus weakening the state's case. The only reasonable conclusion that any court will be able to come to is to say the accused that are in the witness box are not guilty because the state or the policemen that were supposed to do a brilliant job in terms of collecting the evidence have not done so.
Very well. We're going to have to leave it there for now. Legal expert Mpumelelo Zikalala giving us some insight on expectations as the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial is set to continue come tomorrow.